Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a really fascinating piece of technology called Bloqr AI. And in the process, we're going to dismantle a very persistent myth about consumer VPNs. Look, if you care about internet hygiene, your privacy, and honestly just getting time back in your day without dealing with clunky software, this is exactly where you need to be. We are all spending huge portions of our lives online these days, and optimizing that experience right at the network level, well, it's absolutely crucial.
Okay, let's dive right into this with the core problem. Are you moving your trust problem or are you actually solving it? You see, consumer VPNs promise privacy by routing all of your traffic through their servers. But the uncomfortable truth here is that you aren't removing a trust problem at all. You're just taking it from your internet service provider and handing it over to a third-party black box server. And usually, you're paying a premium monthly fee for that privilege. Bloqr takes a radically different approach to network-level blocking, one that aims to eliminate the trust problem entirely. So here is our roadmap for today. 1. The consumer VPN myth. 2. How Bloqr actually works. 3. Speed and privacy combined. 4. Under the edge hood. And 5. Built for every user. Let's get into it. All right, part 1. The consumer VPN myth.
Now, what's really interesting here is that the physics of the internet are basically undeniable. The whole VPN promise comes with a massive catch. Rerouting your traffic naturally introduces a 10 to 30% speed overhead. Every single extra hop acts like an anchor, slowing you down. Think about what that actually does to your daily digital life, you know? It's that subtle lag on a video call, the slight delay when loading a map when you're in a rush, or even the extra battery drain on your phone as it literally works harder to pull data through a distant server. But the Bloqr reality is entirely different. There is zero traffic rerouting. None. It runs at the edge, which means it operates globally without ever forcing your data through some distant, congested tunnel.
Moving on to section 2, how Bloqr actually works.
Think of the internet like a giant phone book, also known as DNS. A VPN takes all your data and just shoves it through a tunnel owned by someone else. Bloqr, however, acts as a highly intelligent bouncer standing right at the door of that DNS phone book. When your browser tries to look up an address for a known tracker or a malware site, the bouncer simply says, "Nope, not happening." The threat is turned away at the door before connection is even attempted. And we really need to do a deep dive here into encrypted DNS, because this is huge for your day-to-day internet hygiene. See, traditional DNS queries are sent in plain text. That means your ISP can see exactly what phone book entries you are looking up. It's a massive vulnerability for data harvesting. But with encrypted DNS, those lookups are totally shielded. The bouncer operates in total secrecy, so neither your ISP nor any third-party snoops can monitor your habits.
Section 3. Speed and privacy combined. This brilliantly illustrates the real-world impact. I mean, just look at that drop. We are going from a 4.2-second page load time down to a lightning-fast 1.1 seconds. Because Bloqr blocks domains at that encrypted DNS level we just talked about, your browser never wastes a single millisecond waiting for junk to load. When an ad or tracker is blocked, it's not just a privacy win, it is literally time given back to you. And over weeks and months of browsing, those saved seconds compound into hours of your life. It also translates directly to significantly less battery drain on your mobile devices and way less of your mobile data plan being chewed up by things you never wanted to load in the first place. Let's actually drill down into the numbers behind that massive speed boost. So without Bloqr, a typical web page triggers about 18 different network requests. 9 of those are just trackers and ads bidding on your attention behind the scenes, and 3 might be highly suspicious domains you definitely didn't invite. With Bloqr, those 12 bad actors are stopped dead at the DNS lookup step. You get exactly the 6 requests of real content you actually wanted. No bytes downloaded, no milliseconds wasted, and absolutely no battery power spent rendering invisible tracking pixels. All right, section 4, under the edge hood. Now, while the backend is incredibly complex, the user experience is just wonderfully simple. It's literally point, click, done. Step 1, you add your filtering sources, or you can just let the AI suggest the best ones for you based on your habits. Step 2, Bloqr automatically configures, deduplicates, and cleans up those massive lists in the background without you lifting a finger. And step 3, you deploy it to your provider with a single click. Boom. Changes propagates you all your devices instantly, keeping your network hygiene absolutely pristine. But seriously, don't let that simple interface fool you. This tech stack is heavy duty. We're talking an edge-first architecture running on over 300 global points of presence via Cloudflare workers and a D1 database. Every single request executes in an isolated V8 sandbox, which means there's zero shared memory and absolutely no blast radius if something goes wrong. It uses 11 composable transformations and AI-powered real-time threat intelligence to update your block list instantly. And remember that encrypted DNS deep dive we just did? That is baked right into this architecture. It's always included in every single package natively. Or, if you prefer to bring your own vendor, Bloqr layers perfectly on top of it. They manage the intelligence layer while your preferred vendor handles the encrypted routing. It's seamless. I absolutely love this quote from Bloqr's founder, Jason Knight. He says, 20 years in enterprise IT teaches you things consumer tech companies don't want you to know. He actually built the first version of this platform just for himself, layering custom filter lists on top of a highly secure encrypted DNS server. It was the perfect setup for him, but it took a week of tinkering and required a literal Linux server sitting in his living room to run properly. Bloqr exists to automate that entire enterprise-grade process. You get the robust protection of a Fortune 500 company's network, all without needing to be a system admin to stay secure. Finally, Section 5, built for every user. The transparency in their subscription plans is honestly so refreshing. You've got the starter plan for standard households at $3.99 a month, which gives you a fully managed AI list and 2 filter sources. The Plus tier for $7.99 scales that up to 3 DNS integrations and 5 sources. And then the Premium tier at $14.99 unlocks natural language rules and REST API access for the developers and power users out there. And again, notice how vendor agnostic this all is. You can use Bloqr alongside existing setups like Pi-hole, AdGuard, NextDNS, or just let Bloqr handle it natively. But regardless of your tier, robust encrypted DNS functionality is fundamentally part of the whole ecosystem. Your foundational lookups are never exposed, no matter how simple or complex your home network setup is. So the absolutely crucial takeaway here regarding trust is this: Bloqr is genuinely no-log. They examine traffic purely to apply your rules, and then they immediately discard it. Even better, there is zero vendor lock-in. You can export your full configuration at literally any time, and if you leave, your data is completely wiped within 30 days. They're confident enough in the quality of their product that they don't need to hold your data hostage just to keep you as a customer. We'll wrap up this explainer with a question to leave you chewing on. If privacy and speed are no longer a trade-off, if blocking the bad guys at the DNS level actually gives you your time back, preserves your mobile battery, and cleans up your digital life, how much faster could your internet be right now? Bloqr is opening up their closed beta for Q3 2026, and it completely reframes how we should all be thinking about daily internet hygiene. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and keep learning.